What's up, everyone? We're going to be doing a little Esper Mill control in Standard. This is a fun control build that you can play. The big thing you got to watch out for is aggro decks. Those are going to be your toughest competition with this. What you're going to find is Authority of the Council is huge if you can get it down early. Get you that extra life gain, get you a couple extra turns before you have to worry about um, winning the game through Mill. Shoot the Sheriff, Get Lost are going to be huge to get rid of those really tough creatures at the beginning so that you can get to your turn 4 Day of Judgments. You want to make sure that you can get up to 4 untap land with 2 open whites to get your Day of Judgments. It's going to be huge to sweep the board. Then, once you can get up to your 6th land, you have your win conditions here. You'll be able to sweep the board, get rid of half their deck. The next turn, you can follow up with a Riverchurn Monument with if you have 6 land, and it's basically an auto win with the exhaust if they can't counter it. So it's huge. It's fun to play, and the key thing to watch out for is those aggro decks and make sure you're prepared. Otherwise, if you're playing against more of a control-y build, you're basically going to be sitting on your 3 steps ahead, just waiting for them to cast those certain cards that you want to get rid of. You want to make sure that you have that available if you want to try to cast something that's larger, like your Space-Time Anomaly. These cards are nice when you're playing against controller or control builds because they're not going to be doing a whole lot of damage to. Where the aggro decks, if they can get you down to like 10 life, this card is kind of worthless. It's only doing 10 cards that you're milling. Really not worth the effort to get in to try to get this to play, especially when you're playing against aggro builds. So just be very conscious about that and what you have. You can actually use this as discard fodder if you're going to do like draw 2, discard a card, things like that. But it's a fun deck to play if you like a control build. It's always fun playing Mill every once in a while, so give this one a try. Enjoy the games. All right, Esper Mill. It's a little delayed here for any creature deck. We're going to mulligan this. Unfortunately, because if we got to wait till turn 4 to have any removal, creatures are going to run us over. This is a little bit better. We don't have any blue mana, though, but we'll keep it anyways. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. All right, we're playing Esper Mill in Diamond, best of 1. Good amount of land. I like to see that. Nothing early, though, unfortunately. Which could really hurt if you have something really aggressive. We do have a Surveil, and I do go first, so I'm going to take that. Want to get something like a removal? That's not bad. That slows down an aggressive deck. We'll have counter online next turn. Looks like we're playing the artifact deck. It's a pretty good pickup against this deck, but we also got our counter 2, which is nice. No synthesizer yet. That's kind of a dead card for the most part. See if they have a Battlefront. We'll counter that because that could get very dangerous. Another dead card, unfortunately. Get Lost might do a lot of work here. We'll see how this goes. They have a Repurposing Bay. They can, unfortunately, use it right away. Oh, that's fine. Got the Synthesizer. We can get rid of that right away. Oh, shoot. Not enchantment, sorry. Okay, we're gonna pay the 2 life, try to get rid of their good cards. This can be very dangerous to them. So we'll see what we can do here. We're down to 22 cards. We're 1 Riverchurn Monument away from winning. We're going to blow a Day of Judgments so we have so many. This will give us a couple turns to try to find the card we need. Unfortunately, we didn't burn out their haste spell, the red one artifact. We wanted to get that in the graveyard so that they can't search for it. He wants his stuff to come in untapped. And there it is. Good game. All right, I go first. We got 3 land drops. We can surveil right away. We got early removal. Love to see that one early too. Stock ups. This is a pretty good hand to start with. Nice sweeper if we need to on turn 4. A little surveil action. We're actually going to keep that around. Allows us to get untapped land and by turn 4. Last thing I want is to get to turn 3 and then have to use a stock up to get land. We also got to get Lost open. We doing the creature sack deck? What do we got here? Oh no. Might have the mirror match going on. I'm actually gonna do just in case I can get rid of one of these. Well, looks like the coast might be clear. We'll cast that. Yeah, we're playing mirror match. We'll do our tap land, drop a monument. They're going to counter it. That's fine. We got the second monument, which is why we grabbed it. And they scooped it up. All right, Millen Standard. We do not have a blue source. Don't like to see that, but we do have a Get Lost, and we are on the draw. These are going to be pretty useless as counters, considering I need 2 blues. But we can use it as a draw spell. We'll mulligan it. That looks a lot better. We will keep. We'll drop one of our lands. We'll want to get to the 2 black, but we need it by 6, so we're good with that. Keep 1 surveil land. Not too worried about that one. We will surveil. That's a good one to keep on top. We'll see if they drop their turn 3 card draw. We might just get rid of the Demon Wall if that's the case. They don't have it if they didn't drop it, so we're actually going to get rid of the Dark Knight before it converts. Use our land. By turn 4, we're going to Day of Judgment anyway, so I'm not too worried about the Demon Wall. We have our 2 blue for the counter. That was a rough turn for them last turn. Well, I got another one. Again, I'm not too worried about this. Kind of just want to keep the counter open. Unfortunately, I think we got to counter this just so we can keep the sweeper. Not the best card I want to counter, but we'll take it. I'll actually let them have that another turn just so I can cast this with a little more life. Oh, they found it. Alright, that's going to convert next turn, so we're going to get rid of everything. Also drop our monument. We'll stock up monument next turn unless we draw something better. We have our black, so we can actually get our 6 Drop Sweeper, which is nice. What do we got here? Keep up a counter. Another stock up. $31. Probably gonna unlock this if they get a land. So taking damage. This does have lifelink though. Okay, so we're gonna. I'm not too worried about them casting cards. I do want to find like a sweeper of some sorts. That's not bad. Get double exhaust, we can get them. Be able to have a removal, stay alive a little longer. They're probably going to drop their demon here. Unfortunately, that means we're going to go down to 4. That worked out really good for us. They should have dropped the demon. The most I'm thinking the most we're going to take is 4 damage, but we'll see. They scooped it up. All right, best of 1 mil. Let's take a look here. We got a decent amount of land here. Unfortunately, surveil for 2. So turn 3, we're gonna have a tap land unless we get something else. We do have a little removal here, some life gain, possibly. Keep it. We will surveil right away. I get that black down right away. We do not need that. We need to get like a sweeper or something. Oof, that's a pretty good start from them. We'll shoot the sheriff, probably the headliner. Ooh. Help us prevent 2 damage. We will have a counter available next turn. And then we can sweep after that. Probably have to pay 2 to do so. Gonna take 5 damage here at least. Can't counter goblins. Ugh. That was a clutch cavern for them. Pumping it, huh? Might actually do a draw here. Not too unhappy to see that. We're gonna have to take 2 damage. I'm actually going to toss that, believe it or not. Especially with the cavern out there. We'll keep the land available. Really wanted to tap land, but we'll do it this way. We can start gaining life next turn. Both tap lands. I'm going to surveil because I can do a stock up. We'll get rid of any land if it's up top. That's actually not bad to keep there. Wow, another wipe. We got one already, though. We need the monument. We'll do the monument and get lost. That'll allow us to slow the game down and drop our win cons. Let me actually cast this. I don't want to let them have flying on any goblins. Okay, they got the heavy next turn. That's okay. That's okay as well. So they're gonna draw the heavy. Other goblins have haste. Not worried about it at all. Which means we can actually destroy all the creatures. Of course, they get a new top card, unfortunately. And they scooped. All right, let's look at this. We got early removal, 2 lands. Unfortunately, they're both coming tapped. Opponent goes first, so we are on the draw. Makes that counter kind of wasteful until later. We really need to draw into a black source, but we're gonna keep this. We got the surveil. That was probably one I should have mulliganed, but hey, look at that. Keep it on top because we want to get the lands, and plus we don't want to burn this if we don't have to. 2 starting towns. Ooh. All right, we're seeing some green here. Starting to feel a little bit better about this. We're We're gonna get the tap land into play. It allows us to stock up next turn. I am okay with that. Now we could either keep our counter open, which there's a good chance they're going to cast this. We do have removal for it though. Let's actually do. We might get a little aggressive here to get our plan into action. So let's do a stock up. We would rather have the land probably. Bill. I don't know if we really want. They're not going to have anything too aggro, so we'll grab the 2 land here. So will allow us to get to the 6 mana a little bit better. Do unfortunately actually have to get rid of something. Probably should have tossed that instead of the stock up, but that's okay. Do a surveil, see what we got coming up. We will keep that. We're going to keep up our counter for next turn. Go right ahead. If they get their land, they'll probably cast their Esper maybe. Oh, well, we're still going to stop that. Looks like they're just a little bit stuck on land. All right, we might actually want to save that a turn. Let's drop the monument, and then we can counter his next spell. Because I really want to cast this before I cast the Space-Time. This will help us get down a little bit too if we don't cast anything. What do you got? Interesting. Well, it has ward, so we're going to get rid of it. Counter it. Otherwise, I might have... shoot the sheriff. Looks like he's busy contemplating his life choices up to this point. Wondering how he got here. Cursing out the shuffler. Alright, we didn't get what we needed to get there. They're at 48. Okay, so we're actually just gonna cast this because we can do the monument next turn. So unless they remove the monument, they're gonna be dead. I might actually have a couple cards left. Let's see what we got here. 26. They got 24. They're gonna draw one. Pretty much have to get rid of the monument, otherwise. Oh, that helps. Oh, wow. That worked out good, but ended up not mattering too much. Down to 5 cards. I will burn this for 2. For 2 cards. Ironically, it just cost them a card. We'll just do basic removal. Even if they cast another Esper, they're just gonna keep burning their cards. We'll do a stock up. Sure. I should have grabbed a land, but it doesn't really matter. See if they get their permanent card to go down to 1. Yep. Poor guy. They're milling themselves out. All right, good game.